Hey, what's up, guys? Richard Metal Fan here, and today we talk 10,000 Days by Tool. The band's recent album, but won't be for much longer. So, yeah, let's just dive right into this album. And this, honestly, for me around the time 2006 when this album came out, around that time, or maybe 2007, was sort of like my introduction to Tool. First heard the song "The Pot" and I was like on the radio, and I was like, "What is this?" And I went and checked out all their other stuff, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good." But with this album, it's sort of like a continuation and from the previous album, Lateralis. This it still has like that same production value and stuff, like, and they also have like that more of the heavier edge more to their style, but they also have a little bit of melody on this compared to like Lateralis. This yeah, one thing I just love about it, it's sort of like it sticks out a little bit different. It's kind of like it in the same formula, but it's still really good. And one thing to note about Tool, I forgot to mention this in the Lateralis review, is that they have good album artwork. I just love this artwork right here, which has like a periscopular lens, and you can actually look at the artwork right here. Here, and you look through here, it looks pretty badass. But yeah, I'm getting way off track right here. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this track by track. Now, starting the album off is Vic Arias, which is, this song is pretty much just a classic Tool song. And it's a perfect way to kick off this album. The lyrics are about how like we are attacking as humans, and how they feel that they fear we are read things on the internet involving like suffering and death of numbers. Hence like the lyric of the song, like, vicariously I live while the world dies. He's in the climax at the end of the song is just probably the strongest point of the album, leaving like the listener at awestruck with quite possibly some of the best lyrics that Tool has ever had at this point. Next song on here is Jambi. Now this is a good song, and the song goes somewhat slow, but that has like some really like a little bit of fast guitars in there, and the drums are perfect. And I feel like I also love like the little guitar solo that Adam Jones does, like a little bit talk box a bit, and it just shows like his underrated talent in here. And in my honest opinion, I think Adam Jones is one of the most underrated guitarists I've heard. And the song pretty much ends strong. And moving on to like a two-parter song, being Wings of Mary Part 1 and 10,000 Days Part 2. And this song was like written about the death of Maynard's mother, and these two songs definitely have like a darker vibe than the rest of the album, and this rather hurts like the track a little bit. Like, Wings of Mary appears to be a siege in the 10,000 Days. The track introduces us to the sound of 10,000 Days through a general buildup of instruments, and 10,000 Days, the title track alone, is without a doubt a beautiful song, with its like a haunting sound to it. And Maynard's vocals are reflecting a mantra type of sound that could not suit any other song as well as it does with this. And 10,000 Days pretty much somewhat intensifies later on in the song, make it even stronger than it was at the beginning. But the only little gripe I have is like the two tracks that is together, they run a little over 17 minutes in length, which eventually becomes boring and less fun to listen to. And the track is still a good listen, so then definitely a unique listen too. Anyway, moving on to the next song here, which is The Pot. And this was actually, funny enough, the very first song I ever heard from Tool back in like I mentioned before, back in 06, 07, when I was listening to, I think it was around the time Project 961, which just sadly isn't around anymore, but I think they were called 103.5 The Buzz. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off track. The song itself kicks serious ass, and this may be one of the most aggressive songs from Tool, and it just has like a very intense sounding drum beat goes along with it, and with the bass going very well. And I feel like this is pretty much one of Justin Chancellor's like shining moments on the bass. I just love like the bass lines that he comes up with the song, and pretty much the bass is like pretty much brought forward well in the mix, as well as like on this album. You can definitely hear it well, and it showcases his talent. And the guitars in the chorus is just very fantastic, and this is a phenomenal song. Next up is Lippy and Kurt during, which is kind of like a filler a little bit, but this one is just it's just bad. It's just a minute of chanting, which I don't even know why they need it. But anyway, let's just moving on to Lost Keys, Blame Hoffman, Men, which is a filler track that is supposed to be do what Filler's done on Anima, but enhance the following song. But with the guitar song tone, it sort of like builds up mystically, and there are some vocals of a phone call with two doctors, which will eventually break into the track Rosetta Stone. And Rosetta Stone is a song that you really need to like make up your own opinion about. I personally enjoyed the track a lot. It's greatly appreciating the way the fact the song is broken up in the beginning with the distorted guitar sound following the fast spoken vocals, and the vocal tone is pretty cool. And it's a really good song. It's just wow, I don't know what to say. Anyway, moving on to Intention, which the song has a really weird beginning with a very wind chime, tribal drum, mantra type vocals, and very bass influenced. Lipia encouraging may have been sort of like an effective filler to this song, being the fact that it's both really weird and gives off sort of like that same vibe. As a whole, there's really nothing about Intention that impresses me more than the fact that the song bores me, and the volume swell was at the end of the song are coolish, and that really shows me that after the album never really got back to really its sound, but in my opinion, I feel like it did right here. Anyway, moving on to Writing 2, but I feel like this could be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like this song is a masterpiece. The lyrics are just illustrating how our society is destroying itself slowly, and damn, it does it really well. And the tribal drums creating a really cool feel to the song, as if it eventually, when the guitar comes back in, the song has a very destructive tone to it. I know a lot of people never really cared for this track, but I feel like, in my opinion, that's one of the highlights on here. And then the album closes with Virginie Tres, which I feel like this thing is, my opinion, could be very forgettable. I mean, Writing 2 would have been a closer on its own, but this song is literally 5 minutes of just wind. And literally the album closes with wind. Unbelievable. Now overall, 10,000 Days is a pretty solid album, but I honestly like continues on with the style of that Lateralis has, with like the heavier side of things. But I can't even speak today. I'm sorry. So if I had to give this album a score, I'm going to give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, but this would actually be the last album to release for almost 10,000 days until tomorrow, whereas we're going to be diving into Fear Inoculum. So yep, that's my review of 10,000 Days. Guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.